Hi guys, my name is Chris Mills, and today I'm here with.
JaNee from Mahalo.com.
And if you guys aren't familiar with JaNee, she did a video series online probably about 10 years now. 10 years ago now that some people online haven't been the nicest to. So I wanted to ask you, how have you handled the criticism, and how many of the videos have you actually seen?
Oh, I've seen a lot because there have been nights when I sit up with my husband and we watch funny videos and we're like, wow. I can't remember the guy. There was one guy that he was kind of doing like a voiceover over me.
Okay.
And he was hilarious. I was like, oh my goodness, this is funny. So I never took myself that seriously. I didn't even think that many people would actually watch these videos when I actually did them. And so, I didn't really care because it wasn't like personal to me per se. And I'm like, fair enough, the videos are hilarious. And so I would probably poke fun at them too. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's nothing ever against you. It's just maybe that the recipes aren't our favorite.
There's been some really mean stuff.
Oh, has there been? I haven't seen too much on my side. Everybody just seems interested in what's been going on with you.
Yeah, it was really funny because recently, when it was like October, Dan Cohen from Bean Sanatory reached out to me after I had had that article written from Punch Drunk or whatever, and so he was like, hey, do you want to remake the video? And I was like, I would love to. So they flew me out to Chicago for the day, and we did like a little remake of the How to Make It Old Fashioned video, and it was fun.
That was the Jim Beam guys?
Yes.
I've seen that video. I was going to ask you about that later. So they just called you out of the blue and kind of made that happen? Because I was kind of curious about what the process was for that one.
I can remember the guy's name. I'm horrible.
It's all good.
Oh my god, now it's Aaron Goldfarb. There we go. Aaron Goldfarb, who writes for Punch Drunk and a couple other things. He had reached out to me a couple times and finally found my work email or something and was like, hey, I would really like to do an article. Would that be okay? And he came to my house and like took some pictures and wrote a little article.
Mm-hmm.
And after that article got a good response, that's when Dan Cohen from Bean Sanatory reached out to me.
Okay. I was curious if Critical had any part in that. That's the guy you're talking about with the voiceover that got 3 million views. I was curious if that had any part with it.
Yeah, it may have been. I don't know. But
That's
reached out to me.
That's actually how I initially discovered you through that video, and then I started making videos on it, and they kind of took off too. I think we're almost at like 300,000 on the video series I'm doing with you. Working on it, trying to get there. I feel bad that it's off your success, but.
It's over my failure, right? But either way, I've made a lot of people laugh over the years. So
that is true. So you mentioned you're married, right? No longer JaNee Niesonger?
No, I'm now JaNee Nyberg.
Got you. And we were talking earlier, and you said that you have a kid now, too. How old is he?
I do. He just turned 4 in July.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. He's joy.
So I think you had mentioned that your husband's seen your videos, because I was curious about what your family's reaction has been.
Oh, they think they're funny. So when I first did them, and they kind of sent me the copy, there's probably one, I don't even know if you've seen this one. There's one that's like there's the angry pirate, and there's some other one that is just absolutely ridiculous. And at the end, I'm like, yo ho ho, a pirate's life for me. And so I was going on, and like, we're done. Everybody's not like, oh my gosh, this is like completely over the top ridiculous. And I was like, well, when you shoot over 50 videos in one day, it's like 1 minute takes to just go. And it was like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, really?
At the time. So I think I maybe had, I don't know, 4 hours of sleep max. And that was super tired. Didn't think anybody was ever going to see these. And when I went there, the recipes were all wrong. They had no pour spouts. They had no chiggers. They didn't have a layering spoon. They didn't have anything, really.
So those were your.
I'm going to watch these for real. So I was like, I don't even care. Let's go with this.
So those weren't your recipes at all? That was their own creations that they were telling you to do?
No, I didn't even know what happened. I worked at Katana in West Hollywood, and I worked at Besto in Hollywood, and I promise you, nobody ever ordered like those drinks. An old-fashioned, yes, obviously, but a lot of the ones, no. They had like a spreadsheet, and
Really?
some of the recipes were wrong. So they wanted me to make a mojito with Captain Morgan, and I was like, you don't use spice rum in a mojito. And they were like, oh, okay, well, you can change these. But they had a spreadsheet of like over 100 drinks.
You know what? You're making yourself sound so much better now, because everybody just assumes that you came up with these ones. So that's hilarious. So did you get trained at that bar, or what was your formal bartending training like?
So I, as well, I think you've worked in the service industry as well. So when I was, I think, 16 or 17, I got my first job at a Logan's Roadhouse, and I was a hostess, and I became a waitress. Then I worked at an Outback Steakhouse, which helped me pay for my tuition, so I was going to UC Davis. And I worked full-time at Outback Steakhouse till I graduated UC Davis. And when I turned 21, they asked if I wanted to become a bartender, and I was like, okay. So they did a 2-week training, and they gave me, like, a bartender book, and I memorized all the recipes, and I was like, okay, let's learn how to do this. And Outback is very, they don't enforce that. Everything is jiggers.
Mm-hmm.
So I was originally trained with jiggers. And then later I worked at a bar in downtown Sacramento while I was student teaching to pay for my master's degree. So I would teach during the day and then work there at night. And they were course bouts, and it was a more of like, not a corporate bar, but more of like an actual, I don't know, swanky, cool, like uptown bar, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of did that. And then I left bartending for a while because I was full-time teaching. And then I moved back to Los Angeles because I was only, how old was I, 24, and I was kind of like, I graduated college really early. I started college, like, teaching, and I'm kind of ready to be young again. So I went back to LA and kind of tried my hand with acting again, and so then I got a job at Besso, which is owned by Eva Longoria. I don't even know if that location's open anymore. I don't think it is in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I kept wanting to get a job at Katana because Katana was like, that's where you make all your money. Like in West Hollywood, they've been open for over 15 years.
Yeah.
You make good money there. So I finally got a job there, and it's funny because I did these videos while I was working as a real bartender at Katana.
So how did they discover you for those? Was there like a casting call that you answered for Mahalo, or like how did you get that gig?
Yeah, they had a casting call that was supposedly for LA's hottest bartender or whatever. And so I went there, and I actually brought my supplies because I didn't know what it was going to be like.
Mm-hmm. Oh. So what I was asking you is, what was the casting call like for Mahalo?
So it was just like a little room, and we went there, and they wanted me to make a drink, basically, and kind of narrate how to make it. So I chose to make a skinny margarita. And so
That's one of my favorites right there.
And had some good tequila, and I used a little Cointreau, a little soda water, and I, with my, of course, silly personality, kind of was being silly with it, and I was like, but this is a great drink. So they videoed that, and then I got called back, and I came back again, and they wanted me to kind of make it again because they had called back, and then they were like, all right, are you available to do this shoot? And I was like, okay, yeah. So there was a legit audition.
Yeah. Well, you made one of my favorite drinks for for the tryout for that, so that's kind of funny.
Oh, really? I love skinny margaritas, too. I'm like, I don't feel guilty, and they're delicious.
Yeah, so I got trained through a Mexican restaurant, and so pretty much all my background is tequila. So that's like my go-to. So you said you brought your own jiggers and speed pourers. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why didn't they let you use them?
For the audition, because I didn't know.
Oh, so they didn't. You didn't have them there for the actual shoot.
Oh no, I didn't bring them because I assumed.
You assumed they would have them.
They're going to have what they want me to use, and I literally just showed up, and honestly, they had nothing. And it was kind of funny because like when they didn't have a butler, I was like, wow, I don't know what you guys can use. They're like, let's go look in the kitchen, and I was like, you guys have a spoon, and I guess I can use a wooden spoon. Sure, why not? But it was very haphazard. Like I showed up, they weren't very prepared. They had just liquor bottles. I mean, they didn't even have, there was no sink or anything to rinse stuff out. So in between takes, I'm just like dumping stuff in an ice bucket and trying to like strain the glass. And I'm a good sport, so I'm like, all right, whatever, we're doing this.
That is hilarious to me, because I was going to ask you, was that your wooden spoon?
No, it was not my wooden spoon. We found that in the service kitchen. It was legit like an office. Like, like software companies, they have small offices, they have a little kitchen where people meet. That's where we shot the videos.
So, was your goal always to go into entertainment, or were you always like focused on teaching and entertainment was just kind of a side hustle?
So it was always a struggle for me because I've always done well in school, and my parents were very like, it's so great if you want to do acting, that's fine, but at the same time, not everybody makes it, so make sure you get your education. And so I think when you go half in and half out, it's really hard to actually be successful at something. And so I started modeling when I was 11 in San Francisco through Marladale Talent Agency, and eventually they kind of told me if I wanted to get into film and TV, I would need to move to Los Angeles. And so I skipped a grade in high school. I took college courses, and I graduated a year early.
Oh, wow.
And moved down to LA. But my mom came with me because I was only like 16 and she was, no, you're not going down there by yourself. And the other deal was that I had to go to community college, even though I was doing auditions and things. And so at that time, I got work on Young and the Restless, Passions, a couple little commercials and things here and there. But we still went home every summer because my parents, they've been married for, 42 years now. So we'd go home to see my dad. And I wasn't really as committed as I should have been because I was kind of half in, half out. And then I ended up transferring to UC Davis instead of UCLA for, I think it was like my high school boyfriend at the time. I was like, oh, maybe we're going to get married, whatever. So I moved back, graduated from Davis. But yes, I always wanted to be an actress or a singer or something, but I always had a backup plan. I mean, I graduated summa cum laude from UC Davis with a poli-sci international relations degree. So I
that is awesome.
Have a backup plan for, if this doesn't work.
So, how do you like teaching versus bartending and entertainment? Is it still like satisfying for you?
I love it. I've never had a job I don't love actually, and I would feel for people who actually hate work because I'm one of those that. I was a server or a bartender. I really enjoyed talking to the people, working with them. I loved my customers, and I enjoyed the social aspect of it. I still to this day, I love to host and entertain. My husband and I have dinner parties like all the time. I mean, that's been a little bit put on the back burner with this COVID situation.
Yeah.
And then teaching, I actually started teaching in the probation court schools, and I currently teach at a Title I school. And I just really enjoy feeling like I make a difference, and I enjoy working with, particularly those kids that are maybe, what do they call it, more high-risk youth type of a thing, and so it is very rewarding.
What grade are you teaching?
I teach 11th grade, so I teach history and making U.S. history right now.
That's a thankless job right there.
People say that, but I love my high school kids. I've been doing this for, I think, over 8 or 10 years, something like that combined, and I have been very fortunate that the kids are actually nice to me. I think that's probably because I provide them with respect and kind of similar how I did my stupid bartending videos. After that, I make a fool of myself while I teach too. And so the kids chuckle and they fun me a little bit, but they like it, and then they make me kind of get silly too, and it all works out.
How many of them have actually seen your videos? Because I know that's kind of the demographic.
Oh no, many of them have. Now, finally, because my last name switched at first, a lot of them hadn't actually seen them. Yeah. When I was first came back to teaching, so I think I taught in Australia in 2012.
Oh wow.
And had the nice longer last name. Those videos that just kind of came out. So a lot of my students, even in Australia, had seen them. And then when I came back and I was teaching in Rio Vista from 2013 to 2015, those kids had all seen them too. And they even seen my other stuff. They had seen Demon Can, and they had seen. They Google you and they find stuff that, she's on IMDb, and it's funny because kids do Google you, and I'm sure a lot of my kids this year will have as well, because with that new article that got released, they Google their teachers, and they're like, what is their design? And I'm like, some silly stuff, nothing very embarrassing, but no worries.
Well, I should have looked up your IMDb. I actually didn't know that you were, were you in a film?
I was on Passions, which is a soap opera.
Oh, wow.
Young and the Restless, which is a soap opera. There was a show, again, you would have been a youngin', but it was called Kentucklets, and it was in 2004. It was a Fox sitcom.
Yeah.
I was on one episode of that. But kind of on IMDb, anytime that you actually have a guest star role or better, you end up on IMDb.
Well, you have to forgive me. I was 8 when that came out, so I haven't seen it. Well, we may not always love your drinks, but I think we all can say that we pretty much love you. So we want to wish you the best. Is there anything you want to say before we head out?
Make sure you drink responsibly. Don't pour your drinks that heavy.
That's a good idea. All right, thank you, JaNee. I appreciate it.
Okay, have a good rest of your day.
See ya.